Hello everyone, my name is AJ, this is Brandon. We run the Keystone League Analysis and News channel. In this video, we're going to talk about all the games that happened over the first weekend of the NA LCS.
Yes.
We're so excited that it's finally here and we have more stuff to talk about. So please enjoy the video. Okay, so to start us off, we will talk about the first game of the week, the first game of the split this year, and that would be Team Liquid versus TSM.
The hype train.
The hype match. So TSM actually drafted with a clear goal in mind, which was to control early objectives through Shyvana and Kalista.
Yeah.
And Team Liquid just did a really good job of shutting down that early goal. Xmithie kept track of where Mike Young was almost at all times, so he wouldn't like counter jungle him. Team Liquid just looked really decisive and coordinated, unlike TSM, who would engage with, more members on Team Liquid's side, or the Rise ultimate into Baron Pit that Mike Young took and died. Just overall, Team Liquid looked really clean, and TSM did not.
Yes, Mike Young getting called out seemed to be a bit of a reoccurring theme, and overall, Team Liquid just looked like they knew what they wanted to do and they did it every time.
Yep, exactly.
Cool. So game after that ends up being Optic versus 100 Thieves. Overall, dude, this game was just so boring.
Oh my god.
First blood didn't come till 18 minutes into the game. After seeing like the comms, you saw that you did see Aframu asserting his leadership role and making calls and things like that.
He does seem to be like the voice on that team.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, would make sense. You would assume that looking at their roster that he's going to be that. He's going to fill that role.
But the game just bleeds out 60 plus minutes. It was just a snooze fest. Neither team really looked that good. 100 Thieves comes away with a win, but you can be much more disappointed by a win than the one that they earned in that game. So
the next two games I kind of want to group together because they kind of played out in a similar way.
Yeah,
that's going to be Clutch Gaming versus Golden Guardians, and then Echo Fox versus FlyQuest.
Yes.
So Clutch Gaming wins. Echo Fox wins.
Yeah.
They both win by playing towards their strong lanes.
Yes.
I mean, in Echo Fox, you have Huni and Phoenix who are actually showing up pretty well. I mean, you expect that from Huni.
Yeah.
So they just play towards their strong lanes. They gain control of the map that way. They just never let it go after they grab it.
Yeah, the games don't bleed on, which is nice after that 100 Thieves game.
Yes.
But yeah, both teams just know exactly what they need to win, and they make it happen.
Not much more to talk about after that.
No. Last game of the day was CLG versus Cloud9.
You sure you want to be wearing that jersey right now?
It's the 2017 jersey. I think I'm okay.
Okay.
So, at the start of the draft, CLG looks really good, and then at the very end, Jensen locks in the Zillion, which throws the entire game plan off. Yeah. Game starts. Reyna actually does an excellent job of preventing Svenskeren from even entering the top side of his jungle.
Yes.
Things are actually looking okay, and then Zillion gets online, and you start getting into the team fights where CLG is creating the picks that they want. Then Zillion just completely nullifies it, and it becomes nothing.
Yep.
Game sort of kind of goes that direction, and then there's the fight around mid where Svenskeren picks off
just beautiful ults.
His ults were really good, and also why is nobody protecting 6A? But that's something that they need to figure out for themselves.
So that happens twice.
Yes, and then the second time that happens in the ball lane, straight up ends the game.
Yep.
So overall, Cloud9 looks really good, actually.
All right, going into the second day, the first game of that day was Optic versus Team Liquid.
Yes.
And Optic actually looked pretty good.
Yeah.
They went toe-to-toe with Team Liquid for a little bit, back and forth. Optic was making picks. Team Liquid was answering. Optic had decent vision control and map control throughout the game.
Yeah.
And then they were posturing around Baron, tried to do a bush bait, was spotted by Team Liquid. Arrow wasn't with them.
Yeah.
Double it flashes onto Power of Evil.
Completely flashes on.
The fight is over. Team Liquid takes Baron. Team Liquid wins the game.
Yep. So next game is FlyQuest versus TSM. That was another really interesting game. Overall, FlyQuest just had some pretty good macro play. They control the vision. The game kind of goes on for a little bit, but then FlyQuest gets 4 Barons
FlyQuest gets 4 Barons over the course of this game.
Just keep pushing and pushing. They could have won it off of like the second Baron, but they got a little too antsy, and then just repeatedly keep going at it and eventually knock it down.
Yeah, eventually it works. Yeah. Eventually it works. The game after that is going to be CLG versus 100 Thieves, and so what happens is CLG actually drafts an interesting bot lane, if you would say that. Not one that a lot of people are picking right now is the pushing bot lane with like Kate and Janna.
Yeah.
And, you know, whether that's meta or not, that's their idea and they want to, you know, they want to execute it. They don't. Arms Thieves, you know, just shuts down that game plan pretty well. They spot Reignover in the top lane.
Meteos
gang spot. So now your Caitlyn and Janna are behind. Reignover's invisible all game.
Someday is a beast.
Someday just, you know, continually pushes.
He's such a beast.
All game.
Controlled that game.
And then Ryu just clicks R on everybody.
Yep.
As Malzahar. And eventually Stixxay walks into one of those Malzahar ults, and that's the end of the game for him.
Yep.
And CLG.
So, final game to end the day is not the game that I'm about to talk about.
Yeah. We'll get to the final game, but it's not that one.
Golden Guardians versus Cloud9.
Yeah.
That was actually one of the most exciting games.
It was really fun to watch.
It was a lot of like touch and go at the very beginning. Hai actually looked pretty good on Zoe, like coming straight up out of the gate.
It was cool because there was a lot of 2v2s between both teams, jungler and mid lanes.
Yeah. But in the end, Cloud9 is obviously the better team, like in almost every role, and just pushes their advantage.
But you have to bring up the big story out of that game, which is Licorice going 7-0 on Kled.
Yeah, Licorice was definitely the MVP on that game. Endless flanks. He looked really good, especially coming off of a game that he played against CLG. So he's going to be somebody to watch out for that might actually be a huge name in the top lane.
Really impressed with him just making a statement that, you know, maybe you shouldn't put him in the bottom 4 top laners. But, you know, it remains to be seen. The last game of the day is actually going to be Echelon versus Clutch Gaming. This game, there's not really much to talk about either. It's the Huni show, it's the Dardoch show, it's the Phoenix show. Watch this game and just watch how much Phoenix just destroys Febiven on his Azir.
Phoenix's Azir is so clean.
Huni top. I mean, it's Huni.
Yeah.
He
gets first turret
over solo.
Yeah, and trolls.
Then, trolls, you know, dies a couple times just because he's, you know, just in Clutch Gaming's jungle for fun. But it's not enough to give Clutch Gaming back any control at all. You know, just both solo laners just taking over their lanes, and Dardoch providing support with some pretty good ganks on Zac. It just ends the game.
Overall, Echo Fox looks really good.
Yeah, really clean.
So to round it out, as far as the team's ranking goes at the end of the first week, Team Liquid, Echo Fox, 100 Thieves, and Cloud9 are all 2-0.
Yep, all 2-0.
Which Team Liquid, that makes a lot of sense.
Team Liquid makes a lot of sense. You could debate before the split started whether or not, you know, they were going to win against TSM. But, you know, 2-0. Okay, they took a game off the TSM and then they beat Optic.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And then you have Echo Fox, 100 Thieves, and Cloud9, who were all like middle of the pack teams.
I would even put Echo Fox down towards the bottom. That most people were just really wondering whether or not that they were going to mesh or not. And turns out they are. Yeah,
they all look really good.
As far as the first week goes, they are.
Yeah, and then so you have Clutch Gaming and FlyQuest in the mid.
That's a pretty okay. Like, you're okay with where they're at.
Yeah.
Although the pickup from FlyQuest over TSM is pretty big for them.
Yeah, I
agree.
Pretty
big for them. And then CLG, TSM, Optic, and Golden Guardians are all 0-2.
Yes.
And the 2 big ones out of that is, of course, CLG and TSM. Both two teams that people were putting 1, 2, 3 like on their power rankings, and they went 0-2. Just like it's not the most confident start for those teams.
Definitely not. But I mean, it's only week 1. There's still a lot of room to work with for these teams. Optic being at the bottom of that list, expected for a lot of people, but in my opinion, they actually played pretty well for an 0-2.
You have to give them a little bit of credit for their game against Team Liquid. And then Golden Guardians, they did show signs of life here and there, but not enough.
Yeah, they're at the bottom where I thought they would be.
Not to make too many guesses or predictions based on 1 week. 2 games of their their play, but maybe they'll end up being a 10th or 9th place team.
Or more than likely.
We'll see. I think that actually about does it for our video on the first week of the NALCS. Overall, really glad that the LCS has started back up again.
Very exciting games.
Can't wait to just get back into it next week. Some good games this week, some not so good games this week. Depending on what you think about the meta, it could be a little slow at times, but then you have other teams who are actually picking up the pace. So, yeah,
good stuff. If you're interested to see a further in-depth breakdown of these games, check our long-form video that we'll be releasing after this one, either later that same day or the next day.
Yep.
Other than that, we'll see you next time.
Yep. Thanks for watching.
Bye.